Eat the tariffs. That's what President Trump literally told companies, specifically the massive corporation Walmart, to do. But when it comes to tariffs, especially President Trump's chaotic on-again, off-again tariff policy, not all businesses are created equal. If you are a massive corporation, tariffs are a nuisance and they're bad, but when you're very big, you might be able to maneuver around them. You can put some pressure on your suppliers. You can, if you're Apple, you got the resources to open new factories in different countries or money to spend on different suppliers. If you're, say, a local applesauce company that makes its own sauce and buys its jars from China, that's a different story. There's no deep well of never-ending funds. There's no abundance of resources to shift your business model. And America's small businesses have no way out. They are stuck with elevated costs at whatever tariff rate Donald Trump imposes that week. Beth Beneke of Orinoco, Minnesota, is one of the millions of American small business owners now navigating this reality. Beneke, an Army veteran, began her small business, Busy Baby, in 2017. She designs and sells placemats and utensils for babies and toddlers. She recently reached a deal to bring her products to major retailers, including Target and Walmart. And earlier this month, she was honored by the Small Business Administration as Minnesota's Small Business Person of the Year. All very impressive and exciting achievements for a small business person. But the reality was Trump's tariffs were putting it all at risk. Because here's the thing, all of Beneke's products are made in China. So when Trump first imposed a 145% tariff on goods from China, Beneke was hit with a $230,000 charge to bring a new inventory shipment into the country. $230,000. Reach out to every small business owner you know and ask them if they've got $230,000 sitting around. They don't. We learned this during COVID. She took a Small Business Administration loan to help with Busy Baby, but she had to leverage her house in order to finance part of that loan, which means if she can't stay in business and she can't pay that loan back, she risks losing her home. Beth Beneke, the owner of Busy Baby, joins me now. I hope I've told that story correctly, Beth, because it's kind of unbelievable, and yet it's not only true, it's true of a lot of people like you.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it a ton of times. I feel like I walked through a portal one day, early April, and into this new world that looks similar to the world that I was in, but very, very different. And I don't know how to operate in this new world that I find myself.
Yeah, and part of that is that you have lots of influence on design and things to do with your business. Oh, who's this? Who's this? This is amazing.
This is my little one who was told to stay outside during this interview, but today he will join us.
Very good. Welcome. That's great. So you have zero influence over when they're talking about tariffs and things like that. You can't just suddenly switch suppliers, decide that you're going to get suppliers in Vietnam or Bangladesh or the Philippines or where it is. You're constrained. Explain to me what your choices are when things like this happen.
Yeah, I mean, my choice has been up till this week was to just leave my inventory in China because there was no way I could afford that $30,000 tariff. So I left my products there. Now that the tariff has come down to 30%, which prior to April, I've never paid a tariff. I pay tax, I pay duty. I've been doing so for the last 5 years. We've never had a tariff. So 30% is still a lot. I'm going to have to pay $50,000 extra when my products get to the border. But we're at least going to bring them in so that we can stay in business a few months longer and try and figure out a plan. Part of that plan is going to be to start figuring out how to distribute our products internationally.
I have had emails from small businesses where I buy products who have laid this out. Different people are doing it differently. Sometimes you see a storefront where they're explaining it to you. I've had emails from people saying there's going to be an increase. We've got some existing stock. There's a discount on that if you'd like it, but we're going to face these increases. And I'm happy to try and support businesses where I can. But ultimately, are you able to communicate to your clients that your costs are going up, or are you just absorbing some of that cost?
We're finding ways to absorb it. For our customers, these are new parents. They have so many new expenses in their lives that they've never had before. Car seats, strollers, formula, diapers, all these new expenses. They can't afford to spend more. And for our products, which are amazing, wonderful, helpful products, they're not necessary. If we charge more, they're just not going to buy it.
But when Donald Trump said you can buy $2 or $3 instead of $30, one thing he's missing is that most things that come into this country for children actually come from China.
Yeah, yeah. And 80% of our toys, but more importantly, excuse me, sir, car seats. It is a law in the United States to have your child in a car seat, but the price of car seats have already jumped up 35%, and it could be more because there are no car seats made in the USA. There are car seats assembled in the USA, but with imported parts.
Let me ask you
So
about
it's much bigger than just dolls.
Let me ask you about supply chains and lead times, because something people don't think about, because it's May, so we're not thinking about Christmas, but you are.
Right.
People like you, particularly if you're importing stuff from other countries, it's not like there's a ship that you can just put your stuff on, right? You've got to book everything, the whole process about what ship it comes in on, when Christmas stock comes in, what you're buying, what colors, shapes, and sizes you're buying for Christmas. May might even be too late. For businesses like yours, you don't get to sort of wait around to see how the next 90 days goes and whether the tariffs are coming down or going up. You have to make a certain decision, and then you lock in a price.
Yeah, and what's happened right now, even with just the last month of this, 145% tariff, everyone stopped production. Everyone stopped shipping. We should be doing our Q4 production now, and we're actually jumping on it right now as fast as we can. But because everybody paused, now everybody's trying to get their stuff out of China. Everybody's trying to get stuff into production because we don't know what happens after 90 days. So even just booking a ship to get my stuff here that was already ready to go, I still can't get on a boat until the end of May, meaning the products won't get here till mid-July. So hopefully we can get in line at the factory and get our products made very, very quickly and get them out of China before the end of this 90 days, because we don't know what's going to happen next. How do you plan anything as a business? I don't understand it.
Yeah. And if you run out of product, then you can't make the money back to pay the loan. What a complicated situation that you have to navigate. I thank you for helping us understand a little bit about this, so that we can understand that this is not about Apple and Walmart. It is, but it's also about you. Beth Beneke
and there is one thing that people can do to support. If I might just quickly add, there is a bill coming to the Senate floor, and we need to all reach out to our senators because we need support from both Republican and Democratic senators. It's called the Small Business Liberation Act, and it would help small businesses like mine who are registered with the SBA be exempt from the tariffs. So we have senators who are fighting for us, and we need all of them to come on board. So if you live in a red state, please reach out to your senators and ask them to support the Small Business Liberation Act.
We are going to get on that. Thank you. The Small Business Liberation Act. Beth Beneke, we wish you great success. We're going to follow you very, very closely because the success of America does depend on the success of its small businesses.